this ad campaign on Fox News of you at Mount Rushmore has led to millions of people self-deporting. You're using millions of dollars of taxpayer money in this way. It is fraud, and ultimately, I think there's going to be accountability.
Kristi Noem, once Trump's darling, has taken a dramatic fall from grace. Even more so now that it is being reported that the House GOP, the Republicans, are opening up a probe, an investigation into the nearly $250 million spent on that ad campaign, plus millions of other dollars approved by Kristi Noem and Corey Lewandowski. My name is Dina Doll with the MeidasTouch Network. Let's look into this. I mean, it's one thing for Democrats to want to get into blatant corruption and apparent fraud into the Trump cabinet, not only just even Trump himself, but this is about Republicans, and it shows why no matter how much anybody in Trump's orbit tries to do their bidding, they cannot count on loyalty from Trump, because once you're out, you're really out. So Kristi Noem spearheaded Trump's extremely unpopular immigration policy, if you could call it an immigration policy, basically putting ICE agents on the street and militarizing America, certainly under the direction of Trump and Stephen Miller, going out and claiming that Renee Good and Alex Preddy were domestic terrorists, despite all evidence otherwise. She was even their good soldier, stopping the state from investigating these murders. She did Trump's bidding. According to her, the ad campaign, this $220 million spent with her in different costumes about the border, evidently it was his idea. According to a conversation that she had earlier, it was reported that she said that Trump liked the idea. He wanted to basically glamorize the border and show the world, have this image of this Trump cabinet shown to the world. He said, just make sure and thank me first in the ad. Well, she had the audacity to then tell Congress that Trump approved the ad. I mean, you can not know in this cabinet and with Trump who's lying. Is Kristi Noem the one lying? Is Trump the one who's lying? Because after the devastating congressional hearings where Kristi Noem was shown to have used American taxpayer dollars in a no-bid contract where the money then went to a company that was newly formed and connected to her, Trump didn't like how that played. He said that he didn't know about the ads, that he didn't approve it. In fact, that it was more than he spent on his presidential campaign. Of course, that's complete nonsense. So you don't know who to believe. I mean, personally, I think very well Trump might have liked that ad. I mean, it seems to be why he picked Kristi Noem. He liked the image. He liked the entertainment image. Setting that aside, regardless, she did the one unthinkable thing, which is to say that he directed her to do this very unpopular action. And that's all it took for him to set her aside. Well, the House GOP people who have not minded at all about Trump's own corruption or his son's, never mind the real estate deals that they are making money off of. I mean, the New York Times said there was $1.6 billion Trump has made off of his being president in the first year, and that had nothing to do with all the more shady deals. These were just the outright deals that they can count. Never mind the settlements that went to his presidential fund. Well, it turns out Democratic Congress people are wondering where those funds are since the presidential library that it was supposed to be donated to dissolved. So, Kristi Noem, though, her corruption, all of a sudden the House Republicans care about. Well, at least they care about some Republicans, and somebody should get accountability. So perhaps let's just look at her as being the first person in the Trump cabinet to get accountability. So the House GOP probe was announced by the House Homeland Security Committee Chairman, Andrew Garbino. Now, he announced this while they were all in one of Trump's properties in National Doral, Miami. So clearly, this was with Trump's approval, if not outright direction. We have Nancy Mace also going on the media saying how Kristi Noem needs to be looked into. Sometimes she does what Trump wants and sometimes not. But in this situation where this Republican announced it while at one of Trump's properties. This is clearly Trump giving a green light to go after her, and they can very well go after her. Not only perhaps lying to Congress, but never mind this apparent fraud, corruption. Take a listen to the devastating cross-examination by the Democrat Congressman Nuguse, who very well may have just finally taken down Kristi Noem, despite all that ICE did. It's this line of questioning that finally allowed Trump to fire her, or enabled him to fire her. Take a listen.
I want to discuss in greater detail the expansion of advertising in your department under your tenure. And I believe you testified regarding some of these matters yesterday in front of the United States Senate. In particular, I want to discuss the department's $220 million ad campaign. This is the ad campaign that featured you at Mount Rushmore. You're familiar with this ad campaign, correct?
I am familiar with it. It was an ad campaign that was...
I'm going to ask you some questions about it, Madam Secretary. So, as I understand it, this is a $220 million ad campaign. It's split between two contractors. One of those contractors got $143 million. That contractor is called Safe America Media, correct?
Correct.
Okay. That company is affiliated with a former political director of the National Republican Congressional Committee. Now, yesterday you testified, I think I'm quoting you right, you said, quote, or in reference to this contract, that, quote, it went out to a competitive bid. Do you stand by that statement?
It was a no-bid contract where two vendors were...
It was a no-bid
chosen.
contract.
If it would have been a no-bid contract, if I'm using that correctly, it goes out to two different vendors.
Correct. So it was not a competitive... Let me try to explain what the discrepancy. Because a competitive bid is very different than a no competitive bid. And I'll just explain why. We know that your testimony yesterday, when you said, again, I'll quote, it went out to a competitive bid, is untrue. The reason we know it's untrue is because under federal law, your agency is required, whenever the agency decides to skip competitive bidding, to file a notice with the public explaining why. And in this case, your agency filed a notice. You're aware of that, right? Justification and approval for other than full and open competition. Your agency made a decision not to proceed with competitive bidding, and one of the contractors that got the award was this Safe America Media company that received $143 million.
Many vendors got the chance to look at that contract and to participate in it. So that is why the two of them were chosen.
That's inaccurate, Madam Secretary. I'll read from the notice from your agency. Given the immediate action to significantly reduce illegal immigration and border crossings, DHS identified four companies. Four. Of the hundreds of thousands of companies in the United States, you identified four. One of those is this Safe America Media company. Where is Safe America Media headquartered?
I don't know.
I don't know either, Madam Secretary. We can't find it. We can't find a website. We did find an address that's registered for this company. Do you know where that address is?
Is there a problem with this contract?
I'll tell you about it.
Madam
Secretary, the address is registered to a political operative. Madam Secretary, the company, and then I'll give you an opportunity to respond. The company is registered to a political operative in Virginia. Do you know, just by way of example, whether this company that received $143 million in taxpayer dollars, has it ever done work for the government before?
I don't know. I can't.
The answer is it has not. And do you know why we know that? Because it was incorporated 8 days before this contract went out. You want the American people to believe that this is all above board?
Yes,
that $143 million of taxpayer money just happened to go to this one company that doesn't have a headquarters, doesn't have a website, has never done work for the federal government before, and is registered apparently or attached to a residence from a political operative. And of course, one of the subcontractors of that contract, as you know, is a political firm that's tied to you back when you were governor of South Dakota. The reason why I ask these questions is that this is taxpayer money. And I presume, I don't know this for a fact, but Senator Tillis noted yesterday the way in which your agency is blocking the Inspector General from 11 different investigations that it is trying to conduct. I don't know if this happens to be one of them. I certainly hope it is, because eventually the facts will become public in this regard. And there are serious laws implicated, conflict of interest laws, federal procurement laws that I believe
followed. All done correctly. All done
correctly.
14 billion impressions from that marketing campaign.
Sure.
It was money spent in this country and in 8 different countries that illegal migration was coming from.
Madam Secretary,
overwhelmingly effective.
We all understand the argument that you've made. The argument that you've made that somehow this ad campaign on Fox News of you at Mount Rushmore has led to millions of people self-deporting. You're using millions of dollars of taxpayer money in this way. It is fraud. And ultimately, I think there's going to be accountability.
Spring is a great season for fresh routines and small resets. So iRestore's spring savings happening right now is the perfect time to upgrade your hair and skincare game with the iRestore Elite plus Illumina Face Mask Bundle. Now, the iRestore Elite is their most advanced laser hair regrowth system using 300 lasers and 200 LEDs to help regrow thicker, healthier hair in as little as 3 months. And their Illumina face mask contains 3 different wavelengths for all of your skincare concerns. The red light and infrared light wavelength helps with anti-aging, increased collagen production, hyperpigmentation, and improve blood flow to the skin. And the blue light helps reduce blemishes, clear acne, prevent breakouts, and shrink pores. And it's one of the first masks on the market that allows you to use all 3 modes at the same time. Both of their products are so easy to use. You just plug it in, sit on the couch, press play, and you feel like you are doing something healthy and easy for your hair and for your skin. So right now, iRestore is having their spring savings sale with some big discounts. And right now, you can get the Elite plus Illumina Face Mask Bundle at an exclusive deal when you use code MISTRIAL at iRestore.com. That's MISTRIAL at iRestore.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Give your hair and skin the upgrade they deserve so you can feel confident and refreshed. So that's stunning testimony that this $143 million of taxpayer money went to a company that had been formed just days before and was connected to Noem herself. That GOP member that is saying, initiating this probe, he also had this to say about Corey Lewandowski. He said that Corey Lewandowski had his hands in a lot. Sounds like a double entendre to me. Not sure if he meant it. All of a sudden, perhaps the Republicans also care about sexual harassment. I mean, the fact is, listen up, Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's going in front of the House Oversight Committee not too long from now, and is going to have to actually answer questions about the Epstein files, the cover-up of the Epstein files, the cover-up of the cover-up of the cover-up of the Epstein files. And she basically insulted her way out of prior hearings. She's not going to be able to do this time around because former Secretary of State and former president answered questions. So she knows as a lawyer the first time around, pretty much the only people who really were held to account, other than Trump himself, who was convicted of fraud, were his lawyers. Almost all of his lawyers were disbarred. I mean, Lindsay Halligan, even now, is facing disbarment in Florida. Pam Bondi knows that if she's not truthful to the committee, never mind a perjury charge, she may very well lose her license. She may be the first attorney general to ever lose their bar license. So she may not or should not count on a pardon from Trump because evidently Corey Lewandowski before all this had gone around saying he could do whatever he wanted because Trump was going to pardon him. And I am sure all of those loyal foot soldiers, including Noem and Pam Bondi, think that they're going to get pardoned by Trump. But the fact is, Trump is loyal to nobody, no one but himself. So he may want to pardon you or he may not, depending on if you make him look good or make him look bad. It doesn't matter if you've called innocent American citizens domestic terrorists because he likes it. He's still going to turn around and fire you and allow investigations into your actions, even if he does the same stuff. So Pam Bondi should watch out when she goes to testify in front of the committee because it's not just about pleasing Trump because he's not somebody you can count on. And then never mind the pardons. They're all thinking that Trump is going to have this blanket pardons for the cabinets. That will surely get contested. And even the Supreme Court, who thought it was too far for Trump to tariff his way out of our economic policy and overturn that, they may very well think that Trump pardoning in advance literally every cabinet member may be a step too far. After all, a pardon was just meant to be fixing an error in the law that normally otherwise wasn't fixed, to allow the governor or the president to have that last look at a person who is up against the government and our judicial system. And if there was injustice that was not otherwise fixed, giving somebody one last chance with a pardon from a governor or a president. And certainly Trump just blanket pardoning his cabinet members on the way out is not what that was intended for. So not only does people like Bondi and now Noem have to count on Trump being loyal for a few more years, they also have to count on the Supreme Court being as willing to back up Trump as they weren't in the tariffs. If you haven't yet subscribed to the MeidasTouch Network, be sure to do that. There is so much coming out. The latest is a win. Kristi Noem facing some accountability because corruption, fraud with taxpayer money is illegal, and some corruption for her, and hopefully just the beginning and just a warning to everybody else who wants to act above the law thinking Trump has your back. He does not have your back. And follow the Mistrial podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our sponsors in the description below. So grateful for our sponsors. They don't censor what I have to say, which is so important in this moment.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.